On this episode, I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap of film-related stuff in my life over the last week and a half, and then I'm also going to share some things that you guys sent in. Hey, so what's up guys? This is Nick from Nick Exposed, and I'm so glad to be back making these episodes. This last week and a half has been like one of the craziest weeks and a half of my life. I had 2 full day conferences. Well, it was one conference with 2 full days. And then we started our first wedding of the season this last weekend. We have a wedding coming up this weekend that we've been prepping for, at an engagement shoot, a bunch of work stuff, preparing for a conference that I'm putting on in the next week for work. And anyways, I just wanted to make this episode to kind of cover a little bit of a recap of some of the film-related incidences that have happened in my last week and a half, but then also cover some of the cool things that you guys made possible and kind of share some things that you guys sent in. So to get rolling, last week, I'm just gonna start right into it. And these first couple of things are kind of negative, I don't know. I'm not complaining, I just wanna share this stuff with you. And just there's some unfortunate things that happened this last week. So last Tuesday, I had a engagement shoot that I was shooting for my buddy Nick Anderson, who I'll put his Instagram handle up here. And Nick's also a film photographer. I'm so excited, we're shooting his wedding this September. And then I got to shoot his engagement shoot last Tuesday, did all film. And it went great, it was a fantastic shoot. These guys are super easy to work with, and it was just a fun shoot. But one of the unfortunate things that happened was, as I was getting out of the car, I was getting all loaded up and everything. Nick hadn't arrived with Mackenzie, and I have this leather strap that you can dual wield cameras on. So I was putting the Pentax 6.7 on this side, I put the Mamiya 6.45 on this side, and then I also brought the Graflex 4x5 out. And I noticed that one of the straps is hanging a little bit lower. And what I guess happened was, in my bag, the strap must have came unbuckled, and I didn't realize it. So when I put the Pentax 6.7 on, I was putting the 6.45 on, and I looked down and I noticed that the two were kind of hanging at different levels. And I reached down to go tighten up or fix the strap for the 6.45, but I didn't realize that the Pentax was the one that was unbuckled, and the Pentax fell down. I actually got it right here. Pentax fell down, bounced on the concrete on the prism finder, and then landed right here on the corner with the frame counter and everything. And I picked it up. I was surprised that the prism wasn't actually dented and everything inside of it was okay, and it seemed to be working just fine. So I actually took it out on the shoot, had some Portra loaded up into it, and I got about 3 shots into it before the advance lever completely seized up on me, and ended up taking the roll out in the dark bag, and I sent the roll in still to Indy to get those 3 shots off. I'm really excited about those 3 shots, but apparently the body is toast, and they told me that it's going to be about $300 to replace or to fix the body. So I think I'm actually just going to replace the body. So if you guys know anybody that's selling a Pentax 6.7 at a good price, let me know, because I'm in the market, and I was really hoping to really shoot this on tons of weddings this year, but until I get it repaired or fixed or replaced, that's that. One of the other things that also happened at the engagement shoot that I was kind of bummed about, but I wasn't putting a whole lot of stock in these anyway, but I did take the 4x5 out, the Graflex, and the Graflex that I have is pre-World War, and it appears to be in really good shape. The bellows are in amazing shape. They don't seem to have any light leaks on them. But what happened is, I could actually show you on, I don't know if you could actually see this. Wonder if hold on. Maybe you could see this. But there's a dark spot in the back here to where there has to be a light leak or something coming through. But right here, and it's consistent on every single frame that I shoot, there gets to be this this dark, obviously it's an overexposed spot. But then there's a couple other dark overexposed spots. And if I were to hold all of my negatives up, it's just it's this blotch that would just go all the way through them. And I'm not quite sure. I was getting this issue in other shots that I had gotten in the past, and then I thought I fixed it, and I thought it was just fogged films, because I shot it again a couple times and didn't have it. And I've shot it in multiple different lighting sources, like direct light and then like overcast and all these different things. And lately, actually, all of the recent shots that I did had this blotch on it, and I just can't figure out what it is. So if you guys have any like ideas of what that could be, and what that has to be a light leak somewhere, but I just can't figure it out. I'm gonna have to bring it into the bathroom and like just allow my eyes to adjust to the darkness and like start shining light. And last thing I'll talk about, and again, this is not supposed to be like a woe is me like complaining session. I'm letting you know what happened in my week. Some things happened, but some of you guys made it much better with everything I'm going to show you here in a second. But anyways, I don't know if you could actually see this, but my aperture blades look like a teardrop on the inside. They're not supposed to look like that. They're supposed to be essentially an exact perfect circle with how many aperture blades are in here. But I pulled this out of my bag this morning. It was on my Leica, and I went to go change the aperture on it, and it was kind of stiff, and I ended up looking in there and noticed that some of the blades fell out of place, and I'm not sure how it happened. Like, I didn't drop my bag or anything. It was sitting on my Leica, like, anyways, it's just one of those things. I'm gonna try and take this apart tonight and see if I can repair it. So I've had some good success with repairing stuff like this in the past, but I've never had to like reset aperture blades. So it'll be a new adventure for me. Maybe I'll make like a time lapse or something. I have no clue. I'm not making a promise. Just some of the things that happened this past week and a half. There's also some amazing things. I pulled a Mamiya 645 out at the last wedding. In case you didn't know, I get a lot of questions of if I shoot all film at weddings or whatever. I shoot like just hybrid. Anytime I get outdoors, I try and shoot as much portrait as I possibly can. But typically indoors, we switch over to digital, and oftentimes I'm running through different lighting scenarios. So instead of having multiple backs to work off with on the Mamiya, I just shoot Canon 5D and just work with it that way. So I'm excited. I haven't seen any shots yet from either the engagement shoot or the wedding shoot. They're out at Indie Film Lab, and they're working on them over there. So I should be getting some of those pretty soon. If you haven't yet done so, you can follow my wedding account where all my wedding and engagement stuff go up at. It's Nick and Emily Photography. I'll actually put a thing up here. This last week, also, some of the positive things that happened. My Instagram account broke 4,000 subscribers, so thank you guys. I appreciate that. My YouTube account broke 500 subscribers, which blows my mind. I literally started this YouTube account like a month and maybe a month and a half ago, but like a month and a week ago or something like that. And over 500 subscribers, like that just blows my mind. I was like blown away when like the first 30 hit, right? Like in the first few days, and I was just like, this is just incredible. You guys are amazing. I love the conversations that I get to have with you guys. I love just all the new people that I've met and all the new conversations that are going, and I'm constantly talking to you guys, and there's been a few of you guys that have just been very like super consistent on like commenting on each and every one of the videos and just interacting, and I just appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But then if that's not enough as is, some of you guys started sending some stuff in, and I just wanted to like, so I'm just gonna get right into this, and I'm just gonna share some of the people that sent in some stuff this last week. So this first one here is from Ryan Miller. Ryan is a good friend of mine. If you watch back to the Chicago meetup, like recap video, Ryan's in there. He came out to Chicago. We met for the first time out there. We had talked on Instagram for quite a while. We met on Instagram. And the cool thing about this series, what I absolutely love about it is, one, how intentional Ryan was in putting it together, but two, it was made while we were out in Chicago. All these images are from Chicago. It's called Confident Uncertainty. And he talks about his journey of going from being very shy behind the camera, going out to Chicago and not really knowing how to take people's pictures and stuff, and then starting to break out of that like box of shyness and really kind of challenging himself to go up and take strangers' portraits or do some street photography and capture some people's images in that way. The cool thing about it is he hand writes. So each of these, this set is for sale. You can purchase it through him, but he hand writes these letters and personalizes it. So each one gets this handwritten letter, and it just kind of like personalizes the whole series. The thing I love about this is we've been going through the zine series, talking about like showing work in a new way, and I love like just print series like this, to where it brings a body of work together and gets delivered, and you can actually appreciate it in its whole. And he actually has a write-up here. So he prints out the write-up, talks about the whole experience here, and just everything that he was learning out in Chicago, and just really cool. And then getting into the images here. So this is the first one that kind of really started the series off and really broke his just comfort zone level, and he was able to approach people and approach this lady, and I actually watched this whole thing happen, and it was just really cool. Cool thing is on the back he actually attaches and prints an entire write-up of what he was thinking as he was making the image, or even some of the complications that he came across. Like this lady at first did not want him to take her photo, and then he was able to charm her into getting her photo, and just really incredible. And you just go through and just some great street photography in here, and he just kind of like, he just shares some thoughts about as like what he was thinking as he was going through. And I just love that whole concept of getting to not only see the images, but also see like into the photographer's mind, into the creator's mind, and get to kind of experience what they were experiencing as they were going through it. So Ryan, this is fantastic. Thank you for sending this my way. Again, you guys should definitely check out Ryan's Instagram and contact him if you want a copy of this. It's just fantastic. I love seeing just people break out of their comfort zone. It's amazing. So this next package came from a Martin Scarland from the UK, and this is just incredible. So Martin reached out to me shortly after, I don't know, I forget which video it was, but Martin reached out on the video and left a comment, and then we started kind of communicating through, I think it was one of the first zine videos maybe. But we started communicating over email, and just have had some amazing conversations. We found out that we have a lot in common, and just some of the projects that we're working on, and just goals-based projects, and like just really, you know, wanting to express our faith within our work and stuff like that. Martin actually sent this over to me. He sent these little, so I'm gonna take all this out here real quick. So I'm so happy that he sent these. I told him that I'm going to cover this because these are little zines. So you see it's a little like, I don't know what size this is, but little square zine that you can flip through, and each one has a diptych of images. And then they're just short little things, but the cool thing about this is, one, it's an amazing photography, and Martin does amazing work. But then two, this is a zine that I totally forgot to cover, a type of zine that I totally forgot to cover in our zine series. It's actually, if I open it up here, you can see this starts as a single page of paper, and then it gets slit, and then it gets folded. And hold on, make sure I'm folding it right. I didn't fold it right. And it's just another great way of making a zine, making a very inexpensive zine. I mean, Martin actually reprinted some of these, and I think it was actually this one that he reprinted, and got some new paper, and it's just so fun because something like this you could experiment with. You could pump these out super inexpensive. You can hand make them if you have your own printer that will do like 13 by 19 size or anything like that. It doesn't have to be this size. I don't, this is a European paper size. I don't quite know, and I think this is actually trimmed, so I don't really know. Martin, if you're watching, you could comment in the comments below and let everyone know kind of what paper they could look into to make something similar to this. But you could take a 13 by 19 inch paper, and you can make the same type of thing, and it's just incredible. So I actually dropped the other one, sorry. He also sent this postcard with a little note on the back, but just a really cool, I mean, you guys know that I absolutely love geometric lines and shapes and everything, and just really solid black and white stuff. So this is fantastic. And then the really just amazing thing that he sent over is actually this this print here. So it's like it's in a book, and it's like this little gallery print. It's matted and just incredible print quality. It's an amazing photo, and just really something that I'm so excited to have this, and I love having amazing photographers' prints, but then when it's displayed in a completely like different way and an interesting way, I absolutely love it. So this is gonna definitely live on my bookshelf, and I'll probably take it out and display it and put it up once I get my gallery wall that I'm planning on doing with all the prints that I have. So Martin, thank you so much for these. These are amazing. You guys should definitely check out Martin's work, and he's just an amazing guy. Go and give him a follow and just say hey to him. Next up is an amazing print by Josh Nice. So I actually covered Josh on the zine show, and we covered his zine that he sent over, but we did a print exchange or print swap, however you want to call it, and he sent me this. I sent him a print. This is from Barcelona 2017. He signed the back here, but just incredible. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. I do print swaps all the time, and I just really enjoy collecting amazing photographers' work, like I said with Martin's, and this is just really cool. I love skate shots. I've mentioned in the past that I'm not really a skater, but I really do love skate photography, and I'm really inspired by just the way that these guys see the world and just the way that skaters see the world. So Josh, thank you so much. This is amazing. I love this print. This will eventually find its way to my wall. This next one actually isn't from one of you guys, but I just thought I'd share with you. This came in the mail earlier this week. So if you guys know of Lenswork magazine, if you don't know of it, you should go check it out. They have some amazing, amazing photography in there. It's one of the best printed photography magazines on just the face of the planet. And what they do is these monograph series. So they do 3 of these each year. And I've subscribed to their monograph series, so every time they come out with one, I get it in the mail. But this one is from Chuck Kimmerl. I mean, you can just see the amazing, like, incredible photography that's in this book. And he has just this immense body of work that, just fantastic black and white stuff. This car. So Brooks Jensen is the curator of like Lenswork. He's the producer and everything. Like he's the CEO or however you want to say that. But he finds these incredible, incredible photographers and just features like amazing work. So if you guys like collecting photo books or just monograph series, you should definitely check out Lenswork. You should definitely check out just all of what they have. Their magazine that they come out with every month is incredible, but especially these monograph series, these are breathtaking. I don't get paid from them to say that. I just really appreciate what they're doing over there, and I just wanted to shout out. So this next package was literally exactly that. It was a package. So I got an email from a guy named Sean Bresney like a month ago, maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And his email just said, hey, came across you on Matt Day's podcast and just love the work that you're putting out. And I got a big box of cameras. Do you mind if I send it to you? He said some of them are broken, some of them are working, you could work it out. I told him, absolutely, I'm never gonna turn down a box of cameras. So he literally sent over a box of cameras. I was literally blown away when I got this thing in the mail. So the main one that I like immediately started playing with was the Instax. So it came with a box, but the Instax 210 here. I got some pack film, and I've just been having a blast. Like if you've been watching my Instagram stories, you know that I've been having an absolute blast with this week. But this is incredible. I was blown away to find this in the box. But then also just a ton of different camera bodies. So different Olympus, OM4. So I actually didn't realize that Sean included a letter until just now. This is the first time I pulled like all the packing peanuts and everything out as well. So I'll actually just read the first little bit here. It says,
hey Nick, just wanted to drop a quick note and say hello and introduce myself, share some old camera gear with you. I'm Sean Bresney. I'm based out of Twin Cities, Minnesota area. I'm married with 3 kids and a dog. I'm a software developer and manager by day, but my main passion is for street photography, getting out and shooting and developing whenever I can, over my lunch hours or during weekend trips, etc. I also like to make YouTube videos to share some of my experiences. I was recently inspired by your YouTube video about done versus perfect, and a series guide on camera thrift store shopping was very helpful. I really enjoy your YouTube channel. Keep up the awesome work and look forward to seeing more they make in the future. I enclosed a box of some old film and digital cameras I had laying around. Thought you might be able to repair and find a new home for them. Here's some brief background and history for each.
So then he goes through and he kind of talks about each of the different cameras that he included here and gives some background. So I'm going to try and get a lot of these working and get them up and firing and see what works, what doesn't. And then I'll probably do some giveaways and kind of pass these on to some good homes. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you again, Sean. I like, I'm literally blown away by this, by like the generosity. This is just, I made a joke in the first video that I put out, and I opened up the pack-on scanner that I got, and I said that it felt like Casey Neistat's like mail time, and you know, I've seen like videos of guys opening up different packages and different stuff that people have sent in, and I don't know, I never thought that it would happen for me and my channel. Like, who am I? But like, I'm blown away that you guys are sending this stuff in. I'm literally like speechless that you guys would be generous enough to just send stuff in without asking for anything in return or anything like that. But like, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I will say, I'm not going to throw this out there because I'm like, oh, you know, everyone send me stuff. But I've had enough people ask me like for addresses. So I have some other people that have already told me that they're sending some other stuff out. And again, like, it blows my mind. But I made a P.O. box number. I'm going to actually put that up right here. But I made this P.O. box. So if you guys, like, if you want to send something out, here's what I'll say. If you send me a letter and if you send me a print, I'll send you a letter and I'll send you a print back. So I love doing like swaps and exchanges like that, and I love, like, I don't know, like the whole idea of like pen pals and getting to like write back and forth with cool peeps across the world. So thank you guys once again. I really do appreciate that. I'll put the P.O. box down in the description as well. So if you guys want to send something out, I'd be happy to receive whatever you want to send, and I'd be happy to send you a little note back and just, you know, sharing my gratitude. So that's really it for this episode. I just wanted to kind of share some of this stuff. Again, I didn't mean to like rant and rave about some of the negatives. Like, I don't know. I'm not looking at it as negative stuff that happened earlier this week. It's film gear. You know, a lot of it's bound to break at some point. I just wanted to share that stuff with you guys. But then I also really wanted to highlight these guys and just give them shout outs on here and just thank them. You should really go in and just follow each one of them. They're amazing photographers and just amazing individuals anyways. Also, with the zine series, I do have the next episodes of the zine series coming out. I'm really hoping to record those next week. Like I said, it's just been a crazy, hectic last week and a half, and the schedule's not going to really let up, but I am like chalking off some time in my schedule to really try and knock some of those out for you guys. I got the design episode coming up, so I'm actually going to go into the software, show you guys how to, well, at least how I designed and laid out my zine on the computer, how I exported it, how I sent it out to the printer. I'll also talk a little bit about printers, how I went about finding my printer. But I'm also going to be making these shorter, like 5, 6, 7 minute videos throughout the weeks, and just put those out. So there may be a few of those that come out in between each of the other zine videos. Also, I know a lot of you guys have reached out and asked when the camera strap leather belt video is coming out. Again, I'm going to make that one. What were some of the other ones that I promise? Every time I promise a video, I write it down in my notes, so they are coming. Like, I promise you guys, they are coming. I just got to find, some of them are a little bit more intensive than others, so I really got to find the time to go through, and I also got to make sure that I have the time to sit down and edit them. And lastly, I just want to thank you guys once again for helping me get to 500 subscribers. The intention of this channel was never to get YouTube famous or anything like that. So if I stayed at 500 subscribers for the rest of my life, like, I would be completely happy just getting to build conversation and relationship with you guys. So at the same time, I do, like, it feels good when it grows. So if you guys found that this video or even any of the other videos, go back. If you haven't watched some of the other videos, go feel free to check those out. But if you found any of them helpful or any of them useful or any of them like valid content, feel free to share those with your friends. I would love to just kind of build relationships with you, but also with your friends too. So go and share the word. And if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like, and do all the, you know, YouTube stuff down below. So until next time, go shoot some film, and I'm going to see if I get some of these working. See you then.